You're listening to the SojuTalk Nation Podcast, Episode 3.
On today's episode, we talk about this week in music, the cruise to college stories, and hear from the nation.
So sit back and chill with friends. You're listening to The After Show with the SojuTalk Nation. Welcome to the SojuTalk Nation Podcast, a relaxed discussion on this week in the SojuTalk Nation. I'm your host, Crispy, and joining me as always is Koala.
Hello!
Koala, we have some announcements.
Yes.
So first announcement is shout out to Doug for shouting us out on the main show. It's really nice to be part of the community and have this podcast be kind of the voice of the nation and a recap of the things that we get around to throughout the week between the show. And yeah, it's just nice to be recognized. And I hope that you guys feel the same as being part of the show. We're trying to include the nation more. Our second announcement is we've got a second show. It's called the K-Drama Club, and it's found on the SojuTalk Nation podcast feed, also on the YouTube channel. So our first episode was the extracurricular series review. Koala, how did you feel recording the episode and just how it all went?
It was really interesting. I mean, at some parts I was like really struggling to think about the series because this one in general was just really dark, so it was more in depth and more intense. But I like it. I like talking about K-dramas with others.
Yeah, you did really well. Come on, give yourself credit, dude. You clown.
I hate you.
Yeah, so check that out. It is on YouTube and on all podcast platforms currently. So check us out. The next thing we want to get to is we want to celebrate the nation. So at the top of every show, we'll be doing birthday shout-outs for the past week of birthdays. Koala, want to start?
So on January 21st, Mina, by the way, also the host of the Dumpster Cast,
hey,
had his birthday on the January 23rd. Jonathan had his birthday. Today, on the January 27th, it's Cash's birthday, and Crispy, you continue.
On January 28th, we have Tugs. He is a moderator on the server. He's awesome. He's on the West Coast as well. So him and I actually don't live too far from each other. So we're up at usually we're on about the same time. He also joins us every now and then while he's at work. He has to mute during voice chat because there's a lot of construction and sawing and machinery. So yeah, it's nice to see him around every now and then. On January 31st, we have Sarah XOXO. And on February 1st, we have the clown herself, Koala from Germany.
Why am I the clown?
You hate it, don't you? It's okay. So those are all the birthday shout-outs this week. Yeah, if you're on the server, wish everyone a birthday, even if it's belated, even if it's like 2 days early, just do it. Just ping them. You know, make them feel welcome.
2 days early.
You know?
That brings no, it does not bring luck. That's how it works. It's
well,
like
the thing is also there's different time zones. So while people were
like 2 days,
a day and a half, day-ish. Yeah. So for example, like Kesh, right? She's in Singapore. So her birthday happened well before anyone actually got the notifications. But she's essentially celebrating it over 2 days. So there you go. All right. So let's move on to this week in SojuTalk music. Okay. So the crew went over a couple songs this week. A lot of songs, actually. Well, 4 songs this week. 5 songs. Sorry. I can't count right now. The songs were Gravity, My Turn, One Us, No Diggity, Cherry Bullet, Love So Sweet, Chungha, X, and Bobby You Mad. So Koala, first song, Gravity, My Turn. What are your quick takes, and what did you think about the crew's thoughts?
My only take is probably like everyone's take. That chorus, the lyrics choice, questionable.
Very questionable. It was weird, but I kind of agree with Doug and Anita and just the crew in general. The song is really catchy.
I mean, it is kind of catchy, but still,
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should really enjoy that lyrics.
Same.
Oh.
Yeah, and the music video was very high quality also. So it was just a
but
nice
also
Go ahead.
The choreo and the cars in the back, that vroom part, it was really weird.
It was super weird, but it was memorable. And the music itself, if you just weren't listening to the trash can lyrics, it was actually just like very nice to listen to. So yeah, also a surprise just how much the crew liked the song. So we'll talk about that more on the Spice chart. The next song is One Us, No Diggity. What are your thoughts? And what did you think about what the crew said?
So for this one, I was surprised myself that One Us went into this direction. Their whole discography is just a big question mark in my head. Because this one was really aggressive and just, I did not expect that. So I'm kind of with the crew. It's not too bad, but I would generally agree. And I also noticed the part that Doug mentioned with the tongue and shit. That was also very weird.
Yes. Yeah, no, the crew had some really interesting things about the song. I mean, they typically like to start with the positives, right? But once they started to get to what they didn't like about the song and what they didn't like about the music video, and also kind of the history of One Us, how they don't really have a genre, it's all very glaring. And for me, I didn't finish the music video the first time around. So I was like, what is this? I need to take a break. And granted, the music video is less than 4 minutes, so you can imagine just how grating that was for me. But I did go back to watch the whole thing. I still didn't like it. But if you like it, if this is your jam, all good. You know, like, power to you. It's just, man, I already have a hard time listening to boy groups, so this song and music video did not make it any easier for me.
But it kind of fit the topic of this whole week with the more aggressive and more surprising sounds.
Yeah, totally.
Let's put it like that.
Yeah. And before we get into like the switch up song of all of this, what do you feel about like this overall like theme of aggression with all these, with at least the boy groups?
I don't know. It's January. Don't you normally do slow songs in winter?
Yeah, you would think so, right? It's like cozy.
I'm so confused.
Well, I don't know why so many songs went into this direction this week, but I mean, they're all here. Yeah, and I think the crew did a nice job balancing what they thought about the song, how it made them feel, with also kind of a more like critical look. And just like, yes, like they may not like all the parts of the song, but there are redeeming factors of each of the songs, specifically No Diggity, because I think that song is the most glaring of all of them this week. But yeah, and I always appreciate the crew giving their opinions in a way that doesn't exclude anyone who may like the song, you know? Yeah. So let's move on to Cherry Bullet, Love So Sweet.
Your time to shine.
I can start.
Girl groups.
So just my initial reaction to the music video is that I thought it was cool how they highlighted the choreo and the way that it's edited, right? And like the graphics, where it's the shot is forward facing, but it changes rooms. I don't know if that makes sense, like visually. If you watch the music video, you can see a lot of the choreo and it all stands out, but the setting constantly changes as if they're going from room to room. And I think it reminds me of what Doug says about wanting to see more choreo in a lot of videos. And I think this was a nice way of showcasing choreo, but not making the music video just a choreo video, if that makes sense. Yeah. As far as the song, it wasn't super memorable.
Oh god, Bagel's going to kill you.
Yeah. Like I honestly I like the way it started, and I would have to agree with the crew that once the song like kept going, it was, oh, where's the rest of the song? It's like, where's that part of the song where it's like hooks you in and it's like, oh, like I can remember this song as like for this moment kind of thing. And then when I like thought about it later, it's like I remember the music video far more than I remember the song.
I generally don't remember songs, so
yeah. So again, it's not like hating on the song. Like it's a fine song. It's just I can't remember it. So, and this is a girl group, so you can imagine. Any thoughts on your side?
Nope.
Of course. All right.
It's
So
a girl group. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it works with the koala. So no worries there. All right, so the two main songs that we're gonna be talking about with a little bit more detail are coming up. The first one is Chungha X, and I will get it started. This is the title of the episode. It's Imagine Being Chungha's Ex. Thanks to Doug, by the way, for shouting me out. That made me feel included and special. So thank you there. All right, off the top, I will start. Warren, I got you. You're not looking too far into this. You're looking at just the right level of depth. Just like all the emotion and history of what Chungha's been through in her career. And this is her song to say, you know what? You know, you're not with me anymore. You know, you're not with me when I'm down, but here I'm at the top. And now what? And yes, she may be talking about an ex-boyfriend. She may be talking about a past relationship or just someone who treated her poorly in her life, who didn't reciprocate the affection that she so much deserves. But I also do feel like it can mirror her career in the sense that her first couple of years after IOI, she was a very bubbly pop singer and performer, which she fit really well. She was a very good artist in that sense. But I can also imagine like the fan base or like fans not really forgetting about her, but kind of seeing like, oh, this is her ceiling. Thinking of her music as a very like low ceiling, low potential trajectory. But then she comes out with Gotta Go. And 2019 is the year of Chungha. And it leads her into 2020 where she doesn't have an official release in that year. And yet she's still killing it with collaborations, with different genres of music, stylistically, experimentally. And I don't know, I agree with kind of everything Warren said compositionally about the song, how it's very introspective, and it kind of shows more of a reflection of her journey of who she is as a person. But again, like the main theme of the song, at least the obvious one, is about a past lover, an ex-boyfriend. So my question to you, Koala, how did that make you feel about relationships and what Chungha may have been through with an ex-boyfriend?
Help. Okay, first of all, oh god, if it's about her ex-boyfriend, please, that dude, you gotta feel sorry now.
You messed up, bro.
But I don't know. My views of relationships is rather really not that deep. I don't really have a lot of thoughts about it. I mean, I listen to a lot of songs that are probably about relationships, including Chungha's, but it did not really change my mind and my feelings. Because I think the first time I listened to the song, I did not look at the lyrics. I was just listening to it. Like, okay, nice ballad, nice voice. And then I went back and saw what she was singing about, and was, this is the kind of, okay. So this is how you can feel, okay.
Yeah, she was feeling some type of way, and I love it. This is because we've seen a lot of different genres and lyric choices from Chungha over the past year, and this is the first one where you kind of like get a peek into where she's at romantically and maybe her being hurt in the past. Yeah, I just and me, I'm a Chungha simp, so I will like anything that she puts out.
Oh, I don't know what you mean. That feeling, I don't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I think we'll get to that later, very very shortly. So closing our Chungha segment, do you have any thoughts about what the crew thought? How did you feel they responded to the song?
I did not expect Warren to be this excited over the song.
It was amazing. I loved it. So I listened to the podcast on a walk when it was Warren's turn. I was just like, let's go. I was like laughing in well, not in public. I was walking around my neighborhood. So yeah, in public. No one was around. Nobody saw me, but I was just like,
Oh yeah,
so hyped. It was like so
the
good.
crazy grandpa again. He's laughing again. Oh my god.
Yes,
Oh.
just walking around the neighborhood, laughing and crying all at the same time. Yes, that is me. Yeah, I totally agree. It was nice to hear Warren really vibe with the song and talk about it very highly. Yeah. Any last thoughts about what the crew thought about the song?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to Bobby You Mad. Bobby is from YG. I don't know if you know this, but I think we have a YG fan, maybe two fans on the show today. Koala, who's Bobby and what does he mean to you?
I don't know who Bobby is. I don't know who this Kim Ji-won is. I have never heard of him. Okay, no, but oh god, Bobby, who is like, yeah, he's now the main rapper in iKON. Sadly, nope. He has a really special place in my heart because iKON at one point was where Treasure is right now. To be very honest, and I really enjoy to follow his journey from debuting as iKON to debuting as a solo artist in, I think, was it 2017? I may be wrong. Please don't judge. And now seeing him releasing his second solo album, which it's such a different vibe from the first one. I was shocked at how this vibe went. Like, You Mad was aggressive as a whole, very aggressive. You need to be in a certain mood to listen to that. But like that whole album is really just in your face. God.
Yeah, I didn't think
What
Warren
are your
mentioned that
thoughts?
too.
Yes.
Thank you, Koala. That was beautiful. So Warren mentioned that Bobby's rap style is more similar to what he did for Show Me the Money, and that was 2015. I want to say 14, 15.
14? I think it was 14 before he debuted with iKON.
Correct. Yeah, and that was just. I think that's the most interesting because the current fandom of K-pop always skews typically younger, right? And even me personally, who I have not listened to much iKON or Winner, and I didn't watch the show.
Oh, that hurts. We need to do that.
We'll fix that. But I also feel like that's also a reflection just on the times, right? And just how K-pop is constantly moving. You always have new boy groups, girl groups, and artists every year. Different genres, different styles, and different bases in talent. So, I mean, 2014 just feels like such a long time ago. That was 5 years ago. 6 years ago.
5? It's 2021.
What year is it? I don't know. Oh, man. 7 years ago.
Oh my.
That's correct, right? 7 years ago, 2014.
Yes, you just continue. Time. Help.
So, with Bobby being on Show Me the Money in 2014, it's been a long time since iKON has had this amount of exposure. So I think it's really interesting that he's doing the genre again in this style, and it is a reintroduction in a lot of ways to iKON, to Bobby, to a younger generation of fans who may just not know about his music. And I also think what Doug said on the show about this may be iKON's third act in their career is really interesting, where it's like they debuted, they had a lot of success in the mid 2010s, and then they lost a member, and then they had somewhat of a hiatus where people kind of forgot about them, and now it's their time to like come back and compete with a lot of the acts right now who have kind of switched up the genre, and we're kind of moving into this different era of K-pop and music and boy groups. I guess with the song itself, it's very aggressive. I listened to it once. It's like, this is a lot. I listened to it again. I watched the music video again. It's a lot.
The music video is also a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to action school for it, so I was
Yeah.
going into it knowing that it would be more of the action genre, but it was really, God.
Cole, can you talk about that? About Bobby going to action school?
I think it was in his, what was it? Maybe it was some kind of interview before his full album release. And they were asking him several questions, and I think he said that he wanted to do it as good as possible, which is why he went to action school instead of maybe looking for a duel. I don't remember. I don't quite remember, but it was something like that.
Yeah, and it
More or
really shows
less.
like dedication, right? Just like he wants to make this music video, or like make the visual presentation of like his music, like to have that much more of a punch, pun intended.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it shows that he's taking it seriously, right? And I think that's all we can really ask for with our artists, that they do their best, they take it seriously, and they try to give us these bits of like their passion to share with their fans, and hopefully to bring in new fans. Did you have any other thoughts about what the crew said?
No, I don't think so.
Nice. Oh, one last thing I'd like to add is I had a hard time noticing it the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched the music video, and then from what the crew said about like the way that the production was, it was actually really high quality, and I think it really just goes to show that they were willing to invest in Bobby and just give him kind of like the platform to be creative, right? Because there was a lot happening in the music video, and when you look at it again, it doesn't look like super cheap. It actually looks like, oh wow, like they spent money to like make it look like this long action sequence. And I thought that was pretty cool.
It makes sense for this album because the length of it is also pretty long. I think it may be his last thing before. Okay, I will shut my mouth, but like, it's been a while since Icon did anything, so it makes sense for them to spend more money to give them exposure.
All right, so let's move on to this week in the SojuTalk Nation, the Spice Chart. So we have number 1, Chungha with X. Number 2, Epic High, Rosario featuring CL and Zico. And number 3, Gravity, My Turn. So Koala, do you agree or disagree with the crew's choices this week?
I only do not agree with My Turn. That song still doesn't really stick with me.
Well, you know where I stand with boy groups. So I don't disagree, but I don't completely agree about Gravity. But I can't tell you another song to put in that slot. I would have just put Epic High again. But that's me, right?
Yeah, I will just put Treasure in there, but that's me, right?
You simp. Get out of here.
Wait, they released the Japanese version. I could put that in there.
I mean, yeah, if the SojuTalk main show podcast was just a YG podcast, then yes, I can imagine. Yeah, but overall, pretty good list. It's pretty representative, right, of 3 different genres of music. Where you have Chungha, who she's like this main soloist, but she released a ballad. And then you have Epic High, which is a very old school hip hop, moving into the current trends and generation of like hip hop music, but also like mainstream K-pop visibility. And then you have Gravity, which is a straight up like boy group, dance heavy, performance heavy concept. So very representative. And I think overall, like the nation, with our vast and varied interests and tastes, can appreciate and enjoy this list as just something unique. I will like to point out, I don't think Chungha will win 3 weeks in a row. I would love it if she won 3 weeks in a row. But yeah, sorry, Warren. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Wait, is there anything coming out? Wait, IU.
IU came out today. Yeah. We're recording this on January 27th. So
You're already ready to sim on the next episode, I can tell.
yeah, I'm gonna hold all my opinions for IU for next week. So let's move on. News and events. All right. So we had two main topics this week. The first one is Kingdom. The crew went over kind of the details of Kingdom, who was extended an invitation, who declined. But we'd like to just go over really quickly kind of the big sticking point, which is SM, JYP, and YG will seemingly all be represented on an Mnet show. Koala, what do you think, and how do you feel about that?
So first of all, I'm already not used to YG and Mnet doing stuff together. It already confused me when Treasure went on Mama, and now it confuses me after. It's pretty safe to say that they stopped their little war that they had after Bobby is also performing on M Countdown now.
Yeah, it seemed really intense at the time, and now when we think about it, like, I guess making money and doing business is far more important than like petty squabbles, right? Like, you really think about it. It's like, oh,
didn't SM also have some kind of fight?
Yes.
With Mnet?
Yes, I do remember SM not showing up to a lot of Mnet produced things for a long time. But then even last year, a bunch of SM artists showed up on a lot of variety shows and different things that Mnet did. So it seemed like that relationship was repaired very quietly. YG seems like a little bit more of a
in your face,
like, oh, we're back kind of thing. Which, good for them, you know, make your money, get seen by everyone. I mean, better exposure for everyone, right? So the representatives of SM, YG, and JYP for this show, Koala, would you like to let the audience know who that will be?
Yep. So SM's representatives would be the members of TVXQ. They are not directly participating in the show, but they are the hosts. So they are now having new hosts compared to the two last seasons, Queendom and Road to Kingdom. So JYP is confirmed with Stray Kids participating, and YG was had Icon invited. That's how you speak English.
Nailed
right?
It. You got it.
And I can say that it's like 80% sure that Icon will participate. It's like really, really, really up there.
Yeah, it's just really exciting to get this level of talent on the show. Definitely be watching it, and hopefully we'll be watching it together on the server.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We also watched Road to Kingdom, and that was like more niche.
That's right. Yeah. I did see a couple episodes with you guys, and it was just fun just to be around everyone while that was happening. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this with bigger names. So moving on to the next news topic, we have GOT7 and Mamamoo's contract news. So Youngjae and Jackson have signed with Sublime. Youngjae is officially under contract with them, and Jackson seems more of is confirmed to be a business partnership. Paula, what are your thoughts, and how do you feel that it seems like GOT7 is somewhat being preserved, especially with these two names being attached to Sublime?
Oh, I think they will for sure do something together in the future again, but I did not think that you would like get a direct connection this early. Yeah. I mean, after all, Jackson is not signed for Sublime. He's more just like, Sublime is just handling his career in Korea, I guess. But it's interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that was a really interesting point that the crew made, or distinction that the crew made, that it's most likely Jackson's Korean music and Korean promotions will be handled by Sublime. And yeah, it's just nice to see those members making moves, but it's also surprising that it's happening so quickly. Okay, so let's move on to Mamamoo signing. So nothing much to talk about here. The crew went into far more detail on the main show. Check it out if you haven't heard it. I will just say Delmonic on the server is the biggest Mamamoo fan. So shout out to Del. And we determined that Solar's contract was being held up only because she's negotiating the t-shirt budget. So that is that. If you understood the joke, you get it on the server. Moving on. Cole, do you want to talk about the next little note that you put in?
we can just say that next week I will cry over some other topic that was already released but not included in the episode yet.
Okay. So it's not confirmed, but we did get more signing news. This time from a YG artist. So stay tuned for the main show and the SojuTalk Nation podcast next week. All right. So moving on, State of the Nation. This week was super interesting and probably my favorite conversation they've had.
You like this more than Toilet Talk? What?
I mean, Toilet Talk. I mean, you're right. Toilet Talk was top tier intellectual conversation. I totally agree. But sometimes you just need conversation that makes you feel something, you know? So the crew this week talked about college stories. A couple very wholesome stories here and there, as wholesome as killing a baby deer can get on the freeway.
God.
And then as wholesome as, I think that was like the only like outlier story, right? Everything else is pretty much revolved around drinking.
It's just them being drunk.
Yeah. So Gual, what did you think about the college experience in the States, and how does that compare to what you think of and know about the college experience, either in the States or in Germany?
Oh, this is definitely what I had in my mind. I did not expect anything else. Everyone talks about drinking in college and getting fucking wasted. So I was not surprised at all. The deer was surprising.
The deer was surprising. That leading the conversation was like, oh, so Doug killed a deer. I'm so sorry for Doug and the deer.
DK.
Yeah. Oh, pat Doug. And then Warren kind of talking about it later, how like Doug was distraught, like made me actually feel like super sad. In that moment, I was like, oh no. I hope. Well, I'm sure Doug is past it now. It's been several years, but still, I'm sure in that moment it must have felt somewhat traumatic. But glad he's safe, and glad his car is relatively in one piece.
His bumper fell off and his brakes died.
Shot, jeez, that. College life. Am I right?
Oh god.
So I guess like the main topic of the conversation was parties and what you do at parties.
It was college stories at first, but we went to drunk stories.
Drunk stories. Yes, amazing. My favorite topic to talk about.
Oh yeah, you're an alcoholic. I forgot.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so with drunk stories, can you imagine falling asleep in a bush? This is my first question. Okay, so I was going through the SojuTalk channel. Apparently, several other members of the SojuTalk Nation have got wasted enough to have fallen asleep in bushes. And words such as relatable and been there were what I've noticed. I think Therese started by saying she loved the college talk, which I don't think she went into super detail. However, she probably has a lot of stories, and we do need to get those stories out of her one day. So perhaps we'll get a recording of Therese talking about her college drinking days. I wanted to add... Oh, so Anita, by the way, Anita is a saint. Her becoming the chaperone at all the parties is amazing. It's very fitting with just like how warm she is and how much she wants to take care of people. I can get that. Qual, what did you think about Anita becoming the chaperone and essentially taking care of people every time people got drunk?
That was really obvious in my opinion. I can fully imagine her being the chaperone. I mean, if you only have the three of them, it makes sense that it's Anita.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense with the three of them, but it's, well, not surprising, but it's just more, I guess it's super interesting that she just becomes that role in any social setting. with going to the parties and then going to get boba and then just taking care of the girl at the restaurant. It's like, oh, yep.
But then worrying, how do I take care of Warren now? Help.
All right, just like keeping track of everyone. Good on Anita. Anita, shout out to you. Just, you're a great human being. Just keep doing you. Stay awesome. You're great. I guess like moving on to how the story has affected us and if we can relate. I know Cole, you're 16 and you haven't gone to college yet. Are there any experiences in high school before the pandemic that are somewhat similar to you hanging out with friends?
I myself did not get wasted yet. No. Maybe a sip or two. But I've seen friends getting wasted by a lot. Oh my god, it's bad.
Okay.
It's really bad.
So, just like the main show, we're not going to say names, but please tell me a time when you had to take care of a friend who got super wasted.
No, but I remember that we celebrated a birthday or something. One of my friends went home, and I remember him texting me the day after that something about he tried to ride his bike, then fell off of his bike, lost his bike, tried to go home by foot, fell into a bush, slept there for like about an hour, and then went home just straight into his bed. Oh my god. And that was, you need to remember Germany, alcohol laws. This country wants everyone to be an alcoholic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. You can drink when you're like 12 years old, right?
I mean, everyone does it.
Yeah.
Not me.
And yeah, well, it just goes to show just like how universal like certain drunk tendencies become. Because I think Warren did mention that he too lost things. He lost his keys, and Warren and Doug both slept in the bush, and then Warren got back to the dorms at like 5 a.m. So yeah, just a hot mess everywhere. And also just a really nice end to Warren's story that he became best friends with the guy that helped him out. I thought that was nice.
That was wholesome.
Yeah. Cole, is there anything you want to ask me?
Shoot your college stories. You're old. Come on, Crispy. You have some.
Oh God. Okay. So I wrote down a couple. I'll kind of briefly go over a few. So I think it was my second year of college. So, well, the first year of college, you dorm at the school that I went to. So I went to school in Southern California, and you always have to dorm. So you're not. I mean, it's nice to just be around people, but you don't have the same kind of freedom or like ability to host like a party like you would in an apartment. So my friends at that time, not all of them went to parties or like knew how to host a party, right? By our second year, we got an apartment, and I was the enabler. So drinking age in the United States is 21. Oh, wow. I'm not condoning underage drinking. I will just tell you, it's at that point in our lives, it was difficult for us to buy alcohol. However, we found a way, and we bought copious amounts of alcohol. And my friends are just like, "Oh, how did you make this happen?" It's like, "Don't worry, like it's not shady. Like we all went to the store together, and we hosted a party." And this was pretty much like the first party they've ever like hosted and like had. And at first, like, they were unsure how it was going because people didn't get in until like midnight, 12:30. But once it started, everyone got wasted and just got messed up. And it was amazing. It was fun. But again, like this is like the first time they've had parties at the apartment or like hosted parties. But then since then, it was all downhill. It was like a party every week, every 2 weeks. And I'd like to take credit for my roommates' drinking and partying habits happening. I know them all still to this day, and we've since gone to many events together, not just like house parties, but music festivals and raves and Vegas, which leads me to the next part of my story.
Oh God.
Near the end of college, you're a little bit older, the last year, You're not taking classes that are too difficult. You're just, finishing up credits. I went to many music festivals. I went to Las Vegas very often because it's only a couple hour drive away from Southern California. One of the big festivals across college campuses is UC San Diego's Sun God. And that was still at a time when like Sun God was still like pretty relaxed and lenient. So if you don't know what Sun God is, it's just a music festival held on the campus. So obviously you're not going to have like alcohol sold there, but you can find ways to bring it in. And you can find ways to enjoy other recreational substances like vitamins. So long story short, like that was probably one of the most fun moments I've had on a college campus at a music festival, at like a fun event, right? We would also go to raves.
You and your raves.
And I will just say a lot of vitamins were consumed there. I'm not saying I did any of those vitamins. I'm just saying you're very much surrounded by them. Again, don't do vitamins if you don't want to, kids. I don't want to go into too much detail. I want to save some of it kind of like the main show did. So if they talk about vitamins again in the future, I will talk more about vitamins. I will just say I no longer take my vitamins. I just want to naturally get through the day and get through life. That's that.
Bad vitamins.
Right? I thought it was funny how Doug took a really large vitamin and didn't know that he is only supposed to take like far less of it, and he had a bad trip. Because I've been there and it sucks.
Vitamins. You should know that they are bad for you.
Yeah, but you live and learn. I know.
No.
So the vitamins that Doug was taking, I actually don't prefer those at all, even when I was partying. Like I actually really don't like those vitamins. They have a negative effect on me, so I actually don't consume them, even when I did back in the day.
You see, I'm innocent. I'm completely fine. Germany is a bit stricter on drugs. Vitamins. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy for me to get vitamins, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, you also like Germany may be strict, but also you live relatively closer to like places like Sweden and Switzerland, just like far more liberal countries. So
the Netherlands. Let's go.
Gosh. Any final thoughts on what the crew's college lives and experiences were?
I hope I never puke that much after getting wasted. Please.
You say that, and yet once it happens, you'll be like, oh, that was probably a really good idea. Because you do feel a lot better afterwards, I will just say.
Yeah, maybe I just never get wasted.
That is a lofty goal. Good luck. Oh, man. Okay, so moving on to Discord adventures. This week, we recorded the Dumpster Cast. Shout out to Mina for hosting and recording every week. This week we had Bagel, Joe Cab, OP, myself, Koala, and Doug. So Doug made an appearance this week. A very special guest, Doug. He was kind of just hanging out. I think he was playing a game in the background, but
probably Minecraft.
Yeah, but he was popping in here and there, and it was just kind of fun to have him join us and kind of just YOLO. So
like the whole pod.
It was great. Koala, so how did you feel being on the show, and what was it like talking to us clowns?
I now know I should never come close to Bagel. He might just stab me in the back.
Literally. Literally. If you didn't listen to the Dumpster Cast, please do. It's a hot mess, but it's our hot mess, and we love it. Bagel talked about wanting to buy a knife for self-defense. So that's a little preview. Anything else cool from the show that you enjoyed? Like, what was it like being there? Like, how did you feel?
What am I supposed to feel? My camera wasn't on, so I did not have any special feelings.
Oh, that's right. So some of us had our cameras on, and Bagel called us the cam boys, to which we all rejected immediately. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing that we do every Friday. Post the episodes on Monday, so it's just a nice way to start the week. Just to get our
Yeah,
thoughts. But yeah,
Bagel.
it's just a nice way to bond together.
Oh, that Bagel. This Zepeto video destroyed you.
We'll get to that. Some of the other ways that we've been bonding on the server are through SojuTalk Gaming. I'd like to think that once SojuTalk becomes a full-on entertainment company, that there's going to be a gaming division.
Yes.
Because we do have our weekly D&D night. So shout out to Therese, Pris, No Bias Nuna, Doug, and Shinboy for all being part of it and just going on that adventure with us. But also just like the video gaming that happens throughout the week, mainly Minecraft. Have you been part of that?
Nope.
Well, I know Wolf has been part of it, and that's his reintroduction back.
Comeback.
His comeback, right? And then also his sister, Sophie. Sophie's been around. So it's really nice to see a lot of different members in different places, right?
Now we could just do Wolf is back.
We could do a Wolf is back episode.
Tempting, but you're a Chungha simp.
I am a Chungha simp. Sorry, Chungha. Chungha's got priority here. So Wolf has to cry some more on his own. So Malthiar on the server posed to us that we should perhaps have a K-drama club on the server. So just kind of a weekly discussion in the chat. So kind of like listing a show or a movie that we should all either watch together or watch on our own time, and then like set like a good like 48-hour period of time where we could just like discuss it, simp about it, cry, things like that.
Simp about it.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice like organized way to like get us together. So shout out to Aura and Dell for actively being part of that conversation, because I think it's starting to come together all because of that.
It was like 3 a.m. when that happened for me. I was not awake at that point.
You were not awake, and yet like you probably will be awake if you needed to be. So the last thing in our SojuTalk Discord adventures is simpin'. All I wrote was simpin'. I feel like I've done a lot of talking, so I'll let you go first. What are you simping about?
Rosie! Oh my god!
Yes.
I don't know if you know her. The beautiful Rosie she released a beautiful teaser, which apparently is not her title song. I'm confused.
I'm confused too,
but that means we get more songs.
Yeah, this is very uncharacteristic of YG. Previous to 2020, right? Where it's like 2020, there's still a lot of hesitation to trust like YG news and YG announcements, but for the most part, they've all lived up to what they've said they've done for the most part. And now it's like, oh, we're getting more than what we expected. Is this possible? How is this
performing it?
Oh, I know. Well, it's weird because like this is supposed to be a teaser to something else. So I guess like in theory there could be 2 music videos.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean that's the hope, right? Let's keep our hopes down a little bit just in case it doesn't happen.
No, I'm for real. I am now on the clown trip. I'm so sure that like most of the things YG will say will happen. Maybe with a small delay.
Yeah.
But they will happen.
Well, the thing is like Bobby happened no problem. And now it looks like Rosie's happening no problem.
And then Sungyoon could happen in March.
I don't know what's happening, man. It's crazy.
By the way, that video has 22 million views.
That teaser video, which is less than a minute, that's insane.
And 3 million likes.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for all of it. Rosie, I love you.
Oh my. I thought Jenny's numbers for her YouTube account were nuts.
Yeah. That's crazy. In 2 back-to-back weeks, Blackpink has had an insane amount of exposure on YouTube on like, I don't even know how to describe it, on content that is not fan servicey, but it's for the fans. You know, it's not like this big like series of something that's like, oh, like watch this on Netflix or watch this on like an app, but just like, oh no, it's the thing for you.
Rosie, she looked so good.
Yeah, it's great.
The whole video gives me hope that it was produced by Lauren.
Oh Lord, another YG Black Label artist. Speaking of YG Black Label artist, I think you got something in the mail.
I got my treasure album.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
So go ahead and die right now. Let it out.
I mean, I did not pull my bias as a photo card, but I pulled him as a sleeve thingy where you put all your photo cards and goodies in, so I'm happy. It's very pretty, it's very big, and you get a lot of stuff, so it's worth the money. Please buy it. Hello, I'm advertising YG right now. Someone should pay me.
I mean, we've already established that you work there. Post photos. I didn't check the merch channel, but if you haven't, please do.
Oh yeah, I've only posted it in mod chat. Wait. I will do it after this episode.
Yeah. So after this episode, everyone go check out the K Merch and Concert channel. I hope I said that correctly. Oh, K Concerts and Merch. I said that backwards. K Concerts and Merch channel on the SojuTalk Discord for photos of the Treasure album that Koala will be posting. As for me this week, I had a moment. Okay, so typically I don't like English versions of songs just because sometimes the pronunciation's off, sometimes the translation's off, a number of things, right? And it's also like not the initial intention or the initial way that the song was supposed to be presented. However, ITZY released an English EP of all of their title songs. Okay, so I went through a wave of emotions with this situation. So
who would have thought that the music wasn't the problem?
So when the song was released, it was released with a Zepeto music video. If you don't know what a Zepeto is, it's an app where you can make an avatar, but it's like this 3D rendering of characters. Okay, some 3D renderings of like certain characters look great, right? This does not. The characters look like brats. They look.
If you don't know it, just be happy that you've never seen it.
Yes, but apparently, like, who is it? Naver?
Yes, I think it's Naver.
Yeah, so apparently Naver's partnered with everyone because Blackpink did one, and BTS did one.
I don't remember. It could be, but it could also just be fan videos.
A fan made one. Well, so there's an official Blackpink Zepeto, and now there's an official ITZY Zepeto. So you can imagine just like the amount of money that is being put into this product.
The amount of pain you must have dealt with
and
in
the
the
amount
past.
of pain. So I watched it. I did not finish it. I said, nope, I'm out. No, thank you. I cannot. But then, that night, so it was released in the evening West Coast time. So Yi was online, another member of the SojuTalk Nation, shout out Yi, and he was just saying that he's listening to the album and says, "Oh, this is dope." I was like, "Okay, hold on, let me give it a try." So I start listening to it. Yo, Koala, this shit is fire.
You simp.
So the entire night, Yi and I were in the Midzi Simp Kingdom. It's been renamed many things. It's currently named Midzi Simp Kingdom. And
It was the Battle Kingdom for like a day.
we don't want to talk about that. And him and I were just going back and forth about our thoughts and feelings and just like how hyped we are. And I said this on the Dumpster Cast, but I think this is album of the year. This is if you want your life to just be better and happy, you listen to this because there's so much hype. It's like you go to the club, you go to a rave, and you put on this album and just like vibing, but you're hyped. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to be nobody. I want to be me. You know that? Yeah, you know that song. It's just,
Yeah, you're going crazy. Yes.
God, it was so good. I still listen to it. I listen to it every day. Like the album is probably my favorite release of the year, and it's release of old songs. So
it's January. Trust me.
Nope, favorite release of the year.
So first of all, I feel hurt. Put this over Treasure. Bad taste. Bad taste.
I don't know if you know this. I don't listen to boy groups.
Okay. Let's ask Mr. Spotify how much you've played freaking Going Crazy at My Treasure. Okay.
We don't get those stats until the end of the year, so it's let's just pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, so listen to ITZY. So I guess we're on the topic of music for the week. Do you have any recommendations or things that you've been listening to this past week?
Oh, wait. So I've listened to Bobby. I'm still listening to Happy Bolla. Listened to like the 1 minute clip I got from the Treasure opening for the anime. I don't know. I don't think I've been listening to a bunch of... Oh yeah, I've been listening to the playlists that Treasure has released on Spotify.
You simp. You are
so bad.
It's not even their music. It's other people's music they listen to.
In one of the playlists, there is My Treasure in slow motion, okay? So, and there's Be With Me. There's the music. They have good taste. Look at that. There's Homebody from PH1. That's so good. Hado, Big Bang. Everyone loves it. I don't know what your problem is.
All right, you simp. I'll let you have this. So, closing thoughts for the week. Koala, how's life?
It's the last week before winter break. I think my teachers are all having a panic attack and don't know what to do, so they all just gave me stuff to do that will be graded. I am stressed. Can they please stop it?
Oh man.
This is not good. I did not ask for it.
I'm sorry, Koala. Pat.
At least Treasure's doing good. They are having so many collaborations right now.
Yeah, they are doing really well. Well, sending you good vibes, because this time of the year is very difficult for anyone with school stuff, and school's just been hard in general. So also shout out to Max. Hopefully he gets his paper completed.
Or is his essay still not done?
I think he got it extended. So definitely just send Max good vibes, nation. Like he needs all the support.
Move your fucking ass. It's 5,000 words, dude.
As you can see, I'm being supportive, and then she is telling you to move your fucking ass. So here we are.
He has known about it since summer.
Let him be. It's fine. He's here now. We support him, jerk.
Max, just telling you, not a good idea.
Yeah. Going on in my life, not much. Trying to organize resumes and applications to jobs. Still looking for work. Yeah, that's about it. Talking to friends again. Well, not again, but so I had a birthday Zoom call with 30 people. Well, 25 of them I didn't. 25 of them I didn't know. So it's my friends. So it's all right, cool. I know 5 people. But they all noticed my nice microphone. So it was kind of oh, I'm getting unwanted attention. Please stop.
Oh, blushing.
Yeah, I just couldn't. But it was nice to see him, and it was nice to do our little birthday celebration for him. Yeah, just kind of the world we live in. Pandemic.
I don't know what to do on my birthday.
Your birthday's coming up? I thought a clown's birthday was coming up.
Shut up. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, if you're listening to this part, please give me some suggestions. I really don't know what to do on that day.
Yeah, comment in the YouTube video or leave us a message on Discord in general. Just tell Koala what she can do for her birthday during a pandemic. It'd be nice.
It's a Monday even, so no one is in a good mood.
Yeah. It's also very gloomy in Germany right now, I imagine.
Oh, it has been not sunny for my village for some reason, but I've heard from fans that it was pretty sunny today.
Well, that's good.
Nice weather to go out.
There you go. You can go outside for your birthday.
Cold.
Any final thoughts for the week?
Nope.
So thanks for listening to the SojuTalk Nation Podcast, Episode 3.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify or your preferred podcast platform, and continue the conversation on the SojuTalk K-pop podcast Discord.
This has been the SojuTalk Nation. For Koala, this is Christy.